form.
Cool.
Like, not fiddling.
Hello, everybody. What's going
It's just
on?
wicked cool. Hello, everybody. How are we
Welcome.
doing? Am I in Twitch? I think I'm in Twitch.
Welcome to week 36 here of Lost Initiative Edge of Morality. Gonna start opening up with a few announcements. I know people in chat were freaking out, thinking that we're canceling the show. I don't know why that's a thought. No, we're not canceling the show. A couple of announcements right out the gate. There is going to be no Rye for 7 weeks until the start of the new year is when Sam will be returning.
It's the second week of January.
Yeah, he's gonna be flying. He's basically traveling a whole bunch to his wife's family, his family in England, doing Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and all that stuff. And if he stuck around, he would only be here for 2 of the 7 weeks that he'd be flying around. So he said he's gonna step back, and he'll be back on week 2 of January. In its place, though, we've got a couple special guests jumping in. One confirmed guest will be Splattercat Games. He shall be here for 4 weeks as a guest. PC starting, I believe, next week, and I'm in the midst of talking to, and he's given me the tentative okay of getting Sinvicta as the 4th guest that will also be around for a few weeks as well. So
we were talking with him at TwitchCon, and he was telling us his horrible stories of his D&D experiences,
as
and
most
we're like, bro,
most
you
people
need to play
do
with people where you're gonna actually have fun.
Yeah,
come hang out with us. So
yeah. I have an amazing story for bringing on the 2 PCs that we're going to be having, and that's going to actually flow very well with the game. It actually, for me as a DM, this happened perfect timing because of what we're going to do. The only slight change is what's going to happen tonight because of the fact that this was kind of a big semi-sudden change that happened to us. For like how we're gonna have to run the flow of the game. So tonight's gonna be a slightly shorter stream because we're gonna be setting up for next stream where we're gonna bring in the 2 guests and we're gonna have things moving forward. And it all makes sense in the story, believe you me. All right. So,
the other thing we want to talk about too before we want to end it, announcements, is we're moving the show date from Tuesdays to Wednesdays starting next week.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Is
it next week? No, not next week.
No one ever told me this.
Not next week.
So
the week after. The week after.
Yeah.
Whatever the week after Thanksgiving is.
It's like next week's Thanksgiving, dude. Like I'm cooking. I'm cooking on Wednesday.
The week that's following Thanksgiving is the one I'm talking about. So, yeah. So that will be going.
Change that on my calendar before I forget.
We're going back to Wednesdays, which I think works mostly better for most everybody, as far as I understand it. But regardless, that's where we're going to be bringing Tuesdays back into Wednesdays. So, so if you just joined, again, people are like, where's Rye? Rye will be back in 7 weeks. We'll have guests for the next fill-in weeks. There might be a few weeks here and there where there's no guest, or maybe just 1 guest, but starting the next show, we should have 2 guests filling in the 2 PC slots. That'll be around for a month.
We'll be good.
So.
Exactly. So it'll be loads of fun. Awesome. So I don't think there's anything else to announce. I think that pretty much covers everything. So I think we are good. I'm just going to give a quick little shout out to someone out there, the Unfunny One, who actually wrote me an awesome API macro for me to use for DMing these games. It's something that I made before as a macro. And they were like, well, this is sloppy and garbage, and completely cleaned it up and turned this into an amazing API. So super appreciated for that one. But other than that, I think we're good to go. Cool. So if young Mythos is ready to join us.
Listen, I've only written.
Are you wearing
rap.
American Eagle too? Like,
of course. Come on.
Oh man,
straight hood out of the suburbs.
Young Mythos is only been around.
Ready to start.
The upper middle class suburbs.
Young Mythos has written one full on rap and has made did like 1 bar in his Judge Mathis video. That's it. Young Mythos will be a very rare reoccurring character.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the game.
Yeah. Recap what happened last week, and we'll get into it.
Let's see. Young Mythos here is so thug. He ran into a bar and stole a bottle of liquor and tricked everybody so they didn't notice it. Got away from a dude that was hunting his friend. Ran out to the middle of a field and drank that stuff. Poured one for his homie and then drank that stuff for himself. And tripped balls.
Yep.
Because that's the way he be do. And the scene that he saw then, honestly, I'm gonna recap super quickly, but you should go back and watch it if you didn't hear it.
Yeah.
But the short version is it was fucked up. Flies everywhere. Went to a place where there were no flies, but everybody was dying. And then the planet melted down into some sort of grain. Okay.
I love that my notes are like, Anders drinks weird drink.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh, nice. All right. So afterwards, there was a moment where Rye like actually felt bad, like genuinely felt bad because of what had happened. Seeing like, no, you need to drink this. Now you need to drink this. Now you need to drink this. Fine, fuck it, I'll drink it. Glug. Oh my God, look at the reaction that happens. And Rye didn't just feel bad because of her part in making Ander drink this, but Rye felt bad because she's being made to make her drink this stuff. You know what I mean? I keep sitting up really high up in my chair because I looked over at the screen. I'm like, wow, I got like the bars like right here on my chin. Looks like I'm resting on the wooden thing. Mike, fix the overlay.
Okay.
Yeah, the overlay is weird because it like cuts off like a lot of your screen space.
Oh, because it's all diagonal and whatnot.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never look at it, so I don't know what I actually look like. So I'm
all right.
sure I'm never in that scene.
So
you're good.
So anyways, all right, so let's so that all happens, and then you guys are feeling bad. From there, she felt bad. From there, you guys decided where to go, and you decided to go to the town where you need to, which is Triel, is the town you need to go to, and you're going to go there traveling through the Field of the Dead. That was the plan. That's what you wanted to do. So that's how you're going to start. Where am I? Baldur's Gate. There you are. And your plan is to travel to the Field of the Dead. And so you start doing so, starting on the long, well-traveled road. It's actually, got cobblestone in areas. It's very well kept road called the Tradeway. That's how you're going to start your trek and then eventually turn off of it. So you guys do start on the Tradeway, and in the beginning portions of it, just outside of Baldur's Gate. I mean, are there dangers here? Of course there are. There are the random kobolds or goblins or whatever that might come by and be ballsy enough to mess with you, or maybe some gerbilings or something like that. But overall, these roads are pretty safe for a well-seasoned adventurer. I mean, you know when to take your breaks, or when the guards are around, when there happen to be caravans nearby that have many guards to them, and not just randomly at any point in time. You know not to spend too much time with the caravans that don't have any guards around them, because they just seem like slim pickings for an attack to happen. So the first person of your journey is relatively easy for you. You make good time, you make good distance, and so on. Eventually, you do make your way off of the Tradeway and start going on to the side roads that are going to bring you directly through the Field of the Dead, which, while dangerous, is kind of a good thing because it does give you a bit of a distance from the troll claws. Now, could you roll me history checks, both of you guys, really quickly?
Yeah, because that's useful. Grauman's great at that. History is his thing. He's super smart.
11 for me.
-2 to roll 3. What are we rolling history on? Because I want to know what I'm going to say as Grauman.
It's the place is called the Troll Claws. So please, if you want to lead off with what Grauman says for the Troll Claws.
Okay.
It's a mountain range with a river through it.
Okay, it's mountain range with the river, and it's called Troll Claws. Oh, I know Troll Claws. It's place where trolls, they like claw.
Ander, you know nothing. So Grauman probably has the correct information.
Yeah, all right, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine with me.
And so you guys are making your way through the Fields of the Dead. So when you guys are traveling through this area, again, it's not like, oh, there's like countless days between each place. There are many small towns that you're going to pass through along the way. As a matter of fact, the backdrop I have behind me is there for a reason, because you're actually traveling through some pretty dense farmlands. The houses and the people are spread out pretty well, but this is where a lot of the crops that are grown in this region and shipped off to places like Baldur's Gate and whatnot for trade, this is where a lot of that stuff is grown, where a lot of it happens. As a matter of fact, one of the things that kind of seems a little strange is the fact that the place is actually called Fields of the Dead, because when you get there, it felt foreboding. Like, what is going to be here that's so like, why is it called the Fields of the Dead? But when you get there, it's actually really nice. Like, it seems like life grows here very well, very quickly. So you're walking through the fields and you stop in little towns here and there, whether it be to restock supplies or spend the night in an inn as opposed to on the side of the road, wherever it is. And again, you're making decent time. Along the way, Ander, you still haven't fully recovered from the experience of drinking that drink. As a matter of fact, you drank that drink twice in such a short period of time, you're almost like having flashbacks or having like episodes of the drink being in your system hitting you again. So there are points in time where you guys will be traveling along the road, and then all of a sudden you start to feel like a little numb, like your body actually, like you start to lose a little sensitivity, you start to feel a little numb. Then you almost feel like shivers coming on, like cold shakes, and then you realize like things are happening around you that are they're just scenes that are morbid and are really messing with you.
Grauman's like waving his hand in front of you. He's like, "You okay, Ander? You look weird."
I'm sure from the midst of seeing things that Ander doesn't really hear, or like you sound distant or muffled, so he probably doesn't really respond.
Mm-hmm. These aren't full-blown visions like you were getting when you originally took that thing, but they're also not quite as weak as the daytime dreaming that you've done before that you usually drink your way to avoid. It's more akin to like as though you're regularly sleeping, but you're awake.
Right.
Maybe so anyways, you should go sleep.
The whole while that this is happening, Rye just feels, again, awful. She feels like this is her fault. She's completely guilty of this. And so she actually becomes a little, like, reclusive. You know, she gets quiet and keeps to herself a lot because of this. As a matter of fact, why don't you, I mean, Mathis, you've got some serious, like, distractions. Why don't you roll with disadvantage? And Maggie, with advantage, because you're such good friends with her, an insight check on Rye.
I can roll insight?
Insight with advantage.
Yeah, buddy. 19. Oh.
11.
You guys both rolled a 19. That's hilarious. But hers is a natty 20 to a 19. So, and you get to keep it. So,
-1.
You're so caught up in your own stuff,
yeah.
Mathis, that Ander doesn't notice anything. Like, he doesn't notice anything different about Rye. He's just kind of like trying to get through the day, right?
Right, yeah. A lot of drinking.
But Grauman, you notice that she is extremely like you already knew that part of it, like it was very obvious that part of it was because she was feeling guilty. You know what I mean? She won't even joke around with Gregory. You know, like she feels guilty. She's avoiding eye contact with Andrew and stuff like that. But it seems like it goes beyond that. Like there's something more bothering her. You know her well enough that you can kind of pick it up. Do you approach it at all, or do you just give Rye her space?
Grauman's not the kind that gives space. He gets in your space. That's the kind of space he likes to have. Sure, so he's probably like, "What wrong?"
Oh God, I have to actually role play as Rye. Alright, so no.
Here we go.
I'm not gonna do a voice. Not gonna do a voice. Let's just. Oh God. So anyway, so yeah, the as you say, what's wrong? She says, I don't know. It's something about this place. It makes me feel different.
Like, what kind of different?
Like detached, like a part of me is being pulled away.
Maybe we leave then.
We can't. We're traveling through it, right? We have to. The only way to leave is to finish the trip. Huh.
No, we can go around, right?
To go around, you would have to either go up to the Troll Claws or head south to the river and then try to go upstream.
Yeah, Grauman's like, maybe we leave. We go another way.
We discussed this before we got here. This is the quickest way. It's the easiest way. And you know that I need answers. It's been too long, and I'm sick of being jerked around. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
You sure?
I hope so.
Okay. But if you want, go other way. I'm okay with that.
Grauman, out of everybody here, you'd be the first person I would tell.
As Anders stumbling around in a vision, half drunk.
All right, so yeah, you guys are trying to make your way through the fields and whatnot. So you notice that again, she's getting more and more detached. And then what ends up happening is one morning when you guys are traveling, you spend the night in the night beforehand, and you continuing to travel forward. It's very early in the morning. She couldn't really sleep, and Andrew didn't want to. He's visions are still there. It's lightening a bit, but his dreams, no matter how much he drinks, he can't drink them away. His dreams are still intense. So you guys ended up getting up super early, like Grommen early. Instead of Grommen doing his workout, you just start traveling, just start going along. So it's dawn when you guys are making your way, and the sun is cresting over the horizon and starting to really pour its light in the distance. You see that beautiful scene. We can actually watch the carpet of light just coming towards you from the distance, and in huge open fields again like this, that becomes very evident. Well, as that light's drawing closer and closer, and you guys have your marching order or whatnot, both of you guys roll me a perception check with advantage. Actually, Mathis, normal, because you're still...
Sure.
Fainting.
Crushing it, Maggie.
No, I'm coming in strong today. Grandma's ready to bring his A game.
7.
Okay. And of course, you are so distracted with your own thing going on that once again, you still can't pay attention to anything other than your own horrible experiences. Maggie, you literally see Axel the Slayer start to react, like have this big reaction, like something's happening, and it's freaking Axel out.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, she told us about the shadow, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know about Axel the Slayer. You actually saw him transform and everything.
Oh shit! So her shadow's like freaking out right now.
Mm-hmm.
You see that, right? Rowan's pointing at the ground.
To who?
To just everybody.
That gets your attention, Ander, and you look over, and now you can. It's difficult to see, but you can see that the shadow is acting strangely. You're a little distracted, but you can definitely see it happening. So she's like, "Do you see that, right?"
Yeah, I'll look and I'll nod. Like, yeah, I see it, but strangely in a like violent way or pained way or.
Almost. I mean, it's hard to tell because it's a shadow, so you can't really see facial expressions. It's not three-dimensional or anything like that, right? It's on the ground.
But is it jerky movements or?
Yeah, it's big. It's big, elaborate, like big movements, big,
Gotcha.
very active movements. I'm missing a word here. You know what I mean? Stage-like movements, like.
Well, there's not much I can do about it, unfortunately. And I kind of gestured like nonchalantly to Rye. I'm like, that's your problem.
So Rye
My
herself.
shadow don't do that.
Rye, when you gesture to Rye saying that's like that's your problem, Rye doesn't even seem to notice. Rye seems to be looking down, like she's looking at something or for something.
I'm looking at my spell list right now.
Yeah. You thinking that hard? But
yeah. I'm just thinking of like, what is there really anything I can cast?
Do I feel
right
like
now?
we're in danger?
I mean,
Because I have.
Rye seems to be having her own reactions to something. Like she almost feels like something's happening, but you can't see it. You have no understanding what it could be. I know you have your sixth sensibility, but it's not like a initiative roll sort of a thing. It seems like.
No, yeah. So she's freaking out now too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does she look like? What's happening to her?
Oh, she just looks like she's just very concentrated, looking at the ground, almost like she dropped a contact lens and she's searching for it. You know what I mean? Like she's looking down at the ground.
Grauman's over there next to her, and he's like, "What we look for? What's happening?"
There's Grauman. Do you feel that?
Grauman's like, he stops moving. He's like, "Do I feel anything?"
Grauman does not feel anything, but you guys do see something. Could you guys both roll me a perception check one more time? This time, Grauman, you're rolling with disadvantage, and Ander with advantage because of your little visiony thing going on.
Okay. 15.
4.
Very appropriate. So all of a sudden, Ander, where you're standing back and just kind of like thinking, like in your hazy mind, trying to figure out what's going on with her. What can I do to help her out? And you're kind of like in your haze, and you look down, and all of a sudden you see the ground itself start to split open, like the
and
actual
a giant
ground itself.
yeti comes out of the ground.
No, Yetis. But no. So the ground itself seems to split open, and underneath it, you see this swirling chaos of just deep red and black energies just pulsing with pulsing energy swirling around, happening beneath Grommet and beneath Rye. And as you see this happening, you actually feel a presence. So you don't see anything with your own eyes. You can actually feel a presence, a deep and dark one, reaching out and into your plane and reaching out for Rye herself.
Is there a way, like, how far away is Rye from me?
Less than 10 feet.
So, like, I could run over and push her?
Yeah.
Push her?
Yeah, get her out of the way of the grasp. Make
me a dex save.
Dex save? Oh, Lord.
I mean, I'm right next to her. Can I just pull her?
But you don't see it, is the thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm blind.
Yes, dex save. I will just use my 14 and give myself a 16.
Sure. Okay. So you just take a 16 on your, that natty one is just it's one of the sexiest things you can roll with portents.
Right.
So so anyways, so you run and you dive to like get her out of the way, and you do push her to the side. And this is what you see, Maggie. You see Grommet sees Ander rushing forward, and you like turn like, oh my god, she's freaking out. Is this something coming at us? No, it's just Ander. And you see Ander runs and dives into Rye and goes tumbling onto the ground, completely surrounded by Rye's clothing, equipment, and everything.
Oh, she's gone. Okay.
But Rye's not there.
Grommet's like searching and looking for her.
So Grommet's like, what the hell? Like probably goes over to like where he's on the ground and starts like picking up, you know, like her backpack, maybe dumping it out and throwing to the side the sword and maybe cutting down some of the stuff growing in the fields. And, you know, literally we're talking her clothing and everything, like picking that up, look inside, like, Rye, are you in here? Did you get small? You can't find
Rye man,
anywhere.
Weirder shit has happened.
Weirder shit has happened. There's no bubbles though. No bubbles.
No bubbles. Is the below me is the vision, like the sight gone? Is all of that just gone now?
It seems like it must have disappeared, or whatever happened to it happened while you were tumbling on the ground, and so you didn't see where Rye went, how it closed. You didn't see any of that.
But it's closed, and I don't see it anymore. It's gone.
Yeah, the ground looks completely normal, except there is no Rye, and her stuff is littered everywhere. And I mean, everything of hers.
Yeah. Thing is, like, she's the only reason Andrew's around. So, like, Ander kind of, like, scrambles to his feet and starts kicking about the clothing really quickly just to, like, solidify in his mind that, yeah, okay, whatever he saw took her.
And Grommet doesn't know what you saw, so Grommet only saw you go forward to her. So Grommet's like, as he's searching now, he's realizing, he's like, what you do to Rye?
No, just Ander's like kicking the clothing around. He's just like, motherfucker. In a kind of a dejected tone, he's like, it wasn't me. Whatever the hell Rye has made pacts with in the past and sold her pieces of her soul to in the past has decided to come and take her away, as far as I've been able to interpret.
Oh, and that is where you're wrong, Ander.
Is that in front of me or my head?
Actually stepping into sight for the first time for Ander, for the first time for Grommet, since that time that you guys are on that battlefield ages ago in 10 towns. You see this absolutely stunning, beautiful, angelic creature wearing all black leather and has these huge, gorgeous wings, standing before you. And she's like, that is not what happened, and that's not who took her.
Then it's her bloodline, then. And whoever you are, the other side of it, I assume.
You assume correctly. He's trying to thwart the plan.
Well, you're speaking of plans. Devil?
I'm sorry? Devilishly good looking, of course. Now, that doesn't mean that things can't continue to move forward. Rye may be gone herself, but not every part of her is. You still have a job to do, Ander. I trust that you'll see it through. And she just starts kind of like walking, and it's a very like kind of sauntering or sultry kind of walk as she just steps out of this plane of existence, almost through behind a curtain that you can't see ever existed in the first place.
Yeah.
And out of sight.
Andrew just like in a very exaggerated way kind of just rolls his eyes and looks annoyed when he probably, most people would probably be horrified in a lot of ways, but he just looks kind of annoyed at the situation. Devils are the ones that are lawful evil, right? Or is that demons?
Devils are lawful. Demons are chaotic.
Right. Okay.
Whenever she's like, before she walks away, Grauman's going to be like, what you do to Rye? And he's like intimidating, and he has his axe out, and he had his axe out when he initially like engaged Ander.
She wouldn't respond to you verbally. All she would do is just give you a look, like a very welcoming kind of look, very warming kind of look, and then steps again out of this plane and into wherever it is that she's going.
Andrew's trying to think.
Grauman's gonna run towards her and try to attack.
Yeah.
And you swing in the air.
Yeah. So, what should I roll for that?
Yeah. You rush forward. Yeah, you can make a roll. If you roll a natural 20, I'll let you even hit her.
Okay. What am I rolling?
Your attack roll.
Okay.
Let's give her a 5% chance, but she already rolled
24.
Okay.
Tried.
She rolled a 16. So you go rushing forward, and honestly, if she was here, there's no doubt in your minds that you would have been able to cleave deep into her. However, you swung to where there was nothing but air.
Yeah, Grauman he has his great axe on the ground, and he's running and he's dragging, and he comes up in the air and he's like, ah, and he like smashes down, and like as he smashes down, he thinks that he hit her, but he didn't.
Yeah, but she's not even in this plane anymore. All right, so what do you guys do?
Fucking Ander immediately starts rifling through Rye's garbage.
Just kind of like collecting it all together, or do you start like
well,
do you want to get it together and look at it elsewhere, or do you want to just start like going through
no,
it? No,
Ander's not that organized. He would start going through it now.
Sure. So
meanwhile, Grauman's on the other side spinning around and trying to attack the
shouting.
Yeah.
So if you're just trying to like literally rifle through it, like just like throwing things and moving stuff to the side as opposed to like going through it systematically, why don't you roll me an investigation check with disadvantage?
Sure. 10.
So you're going through her stuff, and unfortunately, you don't find anything that really stands out. I mean, you do find a mess that you left behind afterwards, but nothing jumps out at you as something that would be unique. I mean, don't get me wrong, Rye had some pretty cool stuff on her her person. You know what I mean? But nothing here strikes you as unique in the sense that you need to have it, that you need to like look into this further.
So I'll just bundle it all up to the best I can.
You do notice one thing that stands out. Again, not unique as the point where you're like, oh my God, but you do notice one thing that stands out. There's a pair of gloves that are there that you've never seen her use or wear or anything before. It's just a really nice looking pair of gloves that you've never seen before. Oh my God,
those gloves are so cool.
Yeah. Well, also those boots were left behind. So.
Oh yeah, those booties.
Yeah.
I mean, again, for now, he just kind of packs everything up and just kind of throws it like in a bag or something, and kind of like when Grauman eventually wears himself out or realizes, swinging at the air is not going to do anything, he'll toss it over to Grauman for him to carry.
Go ahead, Grauman.
How long is Grauman like whirlwinding in the air?
I don't know, probably like a while. I don't know, like a minute or something. I don't know. Whatever.
That's fine.
Whatever.
Ander's patient. He just waits it out.
You just like let him.
I'm like sipping out of my like flask, waiting.
Oh my God. Yeah, I guess when Grauman's done, he's just like, what'd she do to Rye? We must find Rye.
Ander was sitting like cross-legged on the ground. He finally pushes himself up. He's like, and hurls this all of Rye's stuff to you. He's like, she didn't do anything.
What you mean?
I can't piece it together yet. I only have bits and pieces of information and what I've seen through visions and the like. And
wait, this was going to happen, and no. Say nothing.
I had no idea that was going to happen. Come on, Grauman. If I knew that was going to happen, I would have warned her. It was my job. That's what I'm getting paid for. But
maybe you bad at job.
maybe I am, but I'm still have the job according to her, so that's a good step at the very least. It doesn't matter. I have bits and pieces just from observation and listening, as well as an extensive education in the arcane arts. Do you know? I mean, you have to know. You know what Rye is, right, Grommen?
What you mean?
Her. So what are you, Grommen? What is your race?
I am half orc.
What is Rye?
She's tiefling.
What is a tiefling, Rye? To Grommen.
What are you asking him exactly? Like,
I'm asking if he knows. Yeah, like if he knows anything about it.
No. They have horn, and they from whatever land they're from. I don't know. Just what's the land that most?
And yeah. So basically, yeah, that's
nowhere.
Yeah,
they have
no
just, homelands. They are just
around.
Bastard children that are born periodically and often killed at birth. You know what I mean? Like, what is this ugly child?
Okay, that's that's all that Grommen says.
So so Ander kind of like scrunches his eyebrows a bit. He's like, so Rye hasn't told you garbage about her race then? I'm not the one to fucking get into it because
what it matter what race she is?
Because Rye is her demon blood runs through her. She doesn't have horns because it's aesthetically pleasing. She doesn't have a tail because she can hang from a tree like a monkey. She has a tail and horns because she's part demon, Grommen.
Well, not all demon are bad then. Rye is a good person. The best person I know.
Ander starts cackling at that. Like, not all demons are bad. He just starts laughing. Like, no, God.
Grommen is like pissed off laughing at him.
Oh, God, Grommen. Good God. If it wasn't for your muscle, they'd keep you around for stand-up comedy. Listen.
Ander is racist, man. There's this shit going on right now.
He's a realist. That's all it is, Maggie.
It's all just realism. Yeah. Listen, the fact that Rye is a tiefling messing with packs and is also a warlock is both not surprising and incredibly surprising that she just wants to double down on that shit. All the stuff that she's been meddling in, her bloodline and her packs or whatever the hell she does, is all coming to bite her in the ass. And apparently, according to Little Miss Devil that came and said hello, someone is trying to interrupt whatever it is that she's involved in. And so, whatever I saw yanked her into likely a circle of hell of some sort. There are 9 of them.
What you see?
Oh, you know that her bloodline, which is what you're assuming is what took her, is the Abyss, which there is no...
Okay, the Abyss.
Infinite layers.
So, devils have the 9 circles and...
Yep.
Okay.
What is it? The 9 hells of Beator.
Yeah.
There's the Infinite Abyss. Yep.
So, no. So, Ander would have said that. He's like, so likely she got pulled into the Abyss, which is horrifying. And, best of luck to her. But if there's still a part of her amongst her belongings, as the lady once said, then there's still a chance to get her back. And that means I'm still stuck with you.
Carmen's just like looking at him like angrily.
I'm just like, Ander's like now thinking how to make this simplified. Grommen. Rye is part demon. She also works for a devil. Demons and devils don't get along. She's in the middle of something bad. She did it to herself.
It no matter. She my friend. I help.
I know. I'm stuck with you. So we're going to head into town, continue going through the fields of the dead as far as I'm concerned, and we're going to, when we have a safe place, we're going to go through her things, and we're going to see if there's something that she owned that would have a part of her soul on her in some way. And you will walk me, God, if you have the memory to do so. Grommen, you are going to try your best to walk me through any important events that happened prior to me joining you that would have had to deal with demons, devils, and all that kind of fun things. Do you think you could do that?
How I know I can trust
Trust me?
Yes, you.
Have I done you wrong yet?
I don't know. It seemed too convenient she gone now.
What would be convenient is if there was no trace of her whatsoever and I could go free and go home. Or go to a home. But I could still walk away. Andrew like starts musing out loud. But that would irritate a devil. And I just don't want to get involved in that shit. So I'm going to stick around. And I'm going to see this through to its logical conclusion. And whether Rye comes back or she doesn't is not really up to me. But I will do my best to help bring her back. That's what I can promise you.
Okay. I help you then.
Then we will go to the nearest town. We'll rent a room. We'll get a lot to drink. And you're going to tell me stories, Grommen. You're going to tell me a lot of stories. I need to know as much as you can remember. And then I need to figure out how much of it is made up.
Garmin just starts walking.
And
he's been walking the whole time that Anders is still talking towards the end of the day.
Garmin started walking, but then Anders like has to now start picking the stuff up off the ground. That's like strewn about everywhere. Does Garmin actually assist with the picking up stuff?
I thought he picked it up and then he threw it.
He was just kind of like rifling through. He wasn't actually.
And then I said I packed it up and like gave it to Grommen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Could you do me a favor? Could both of you guys, because I imagine you're actually going to spend some time doing it. Whoever is actually looking, roll me an investigation with advantage, because I imagine you're going to be careful with it to make sure you get everything out.
Yeah. If we have time to go through it regularly, I'll do. My investigation's a +6, so let me go
our
through
plan is
roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Back,
I meant to make sure you don't miss anything in the field.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be him, because Grommen is not going to be searching for stuff in the field.
20.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, if you roll poorly, I'm totally gonna steal some of Sam's magic items and leave them behind.
It's fine.
And you know, and I'm just gonna blame it on you when he comes back and be like, "Sorry, Sam, Mike did it."
Yeah.
So.
And then I'll just tell him the truth.
How'd you forget the boots? It's the boots. I mean, I'll be chased because of the boots. How do you not have them? You know, that's all you're getting. That's awful. All right, so
who did I ever get clarification? Who's paying me for this job? Where did I get this job from?
It's a really good question. You probably should have been sober when you got given the job.
Did I get paid up front?
It's a really good question too. Probably should have been sober or send a letter next time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to send a letter
to what's her name?
Because I need to figure that out.
Yeah, it's a really good question. All right, so you guys make yourself towards just the next town that you can come to, the next little village or whatever. And when you guys get there after your day's worth of travel, because like I said, that was sunrise that was happening. You can hit a town like midday. You come to a town, so after a couple hours of travel. Do you want to stop there, or do you want to just like keep pushing on a little bit further and kind of like
stop at the
yourselves
town
down first? Yeah, you want to just like first little village that you come to, because it's not really a town. We're talking these are thorps. These
Does
are
it
like,
look safe?
Oh yeah.
That was the only requirement that I was given by Anders. So does it look safe? Because Grommen is not walking next to Anders. He's like walking in front of him because he's so mad.
There's no such thing as a safe thorp in Faerun.
Yeah.
Like every other week, like a lich takes it over, or a troll ruins it, or a priest comes and spreads their garbage religion.
So you, like he said, it's not everything's, but it's, so just to describe this thorp, okay, Maggie, so you have an understanding.
I meant from like Grommen's perspective, not from I get what's going on in the world.
From Grommen's perspective, I mean, your family raided places like this and destroyed them with the greatest of ease. You know what I mean? So it's probably safe. It's probably safe.
Okay. Then Grommen finds a place to stay.
Okay, so I was going to say, so the thorp itself has the center of the town is literally 7 buildings. You know what I mean? And that includes like the grain mill where most of the farmers would bring in to churn up their grain and stuff like that. The marketplace that's there, the general store, the bar. So the inn here is not like, oh, it's a big village. It's one of those like, yeah, they have a couple rooms for travelers that just need a place to spend the night, but they literally have 2 rooms for travelers spending the night. And so you guys, because they're small, you're each going to want your own room. If any other travelers try to come by, they have to spend the night in the bar. You know what I mean? That's sort of a small town, surrounded by tons of farm fields. So if you look for the name of the town, it doesn't have one. You know, they never named. It's just a tiny little thorp. So when you guys go to this place,
I guess if it's like a tiny little town with just 7 houses, maybe Garmin wouldn't stop. We'd keep going till we find like a bigger town.
Sure. So then if you push on until the end of the day, so now it's like one of those, okay, we're getting tired. We wish maybe we should have stopped back then, but no, let's just keep going. Should we rest here for the night? No, let's just go like another hour, 1 more hour. When you finally get to the town that you do come up to, it is getting kind of late. You guys are both tired. But when you get there, it is much larger than that one. This one, the center of the town, is nice enough that it actually has like a small fountain there that was put there for who knows what reason. It looks pretty old. The center of the town itself is about 17 or 18 buildings, it looks like. Actually even has a small blacksmith. It's very likely, just knowing the way these rural areas work, other nearby thorps will probably come here to get their blacksmithing done for like their horseshoes and stuff like that. So like I said, this one's actually like a small town or a large village, right?
Is there like an inn type of?
There is an inn. Unlike the other place, this one actually has an inn separate from the tavern, and they are 2 different businesses. They're not the same building as one another. They're 2 very separate businesses.
Are they close by each other?
Absolutely.
It suits Grauman's needs then, and
the whole town, Grauman can walk from one end of the town to the other end of the town in 5 minutes. So that's a leisurely walk. A jog would be way quicker than a minute. All right, so you guys get to the town and you go walking up to the inn. When you go there, I mean, the door's open because it's an inn. When you go walking in, literally the person that is supposed to be working there is sitting on like a comfortable looking chair, passed out. So when you come like opening the door, and like, oh, hello, hi, and you guys go to get your rooms for the night. They have open rooms. The whole place only has 6 rooms, but they do have 2 rooms open, so you can get your own rooms. And imagine you just pass out for the evening.
Yeah. Yeah. Otto doesn't plan on. No, Otto. I'm calling myself Otto.
Why would you call yourself Otto?
Yes. Drink.
I blame
Where's
Scott.
Where's your drink? Thank you. Oh wait, what is that? Ugh.
You know what that is.
I know what it is. Oh God.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I won't sell out right now. Not my
He's like, I want to sell out.
I almost did. I almost.
Chat's gonna do it in 2 seconds. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways.
Yeah. He would crash.
Grauman is not going to just go to sleep. But Grauman will probably drop off some of his gear, so he's not like lugging around like a crap ton of weapons and stuff like that, and probably stop at the inn or at the tavern.
Okay. So you go to the tavern. When you go into the tavern, like you go up to the place, it's locked. It's closed.
What?
It's locked.
Grauman's like, they know open. Who know open this late at night? And then Grauman goes back to the inn. And is the innkeeper there?
The innkeeper is there. Yep, that's the one that like startled up when you guys came in originally or whatever. So yep, innkeeper's there.
What up with tavern? Why no open?
Oh, it's it closed for the night.
But why?
Has to be up early in the morning.
When it open?
Oh, around noon. Maybe a little later, depending on how much work is to be left on the fields.
Where you get things to drink then?
Oh, over there. Yeah. If you need water, there's actually a well. Both edges of the town have a well, so you can get water there. There's no charge for water in this. I've heard some towns charge for water, but we don't do that here. And yeah, so anyways, it opens noon, maybe a little later if the field work takes a little extra time, and it usually closes by sunset, maybe a little earlier, because he has to get up early.
Okay. That only place to get I don't know, ale. What do I think? I guess mead or ale.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you want something that's worth drinking, if you're just looking for something to get you by on a cold night on the road, there's the general store will open in the morning as well, and you can get that stuff. But it's usually better for cleaning than it is for drinking.
What there to do at night then?
Usually sleep.
Oh, this town is kind of boring, huh?
I don't think so. We often, I mean, it's not the first time I've heard this, but I'll tell you, we keep quite busy here. Between the fields that must be maintained, not to mention the amount of livestock we have, it's actually quite large compared to the number of people that live here. Might I say so myself? And we haven't had kobold attacks in 3 years. 3 years, not a single kobold to be seen. That's because of the hard work that we've put in.
What do you mean by hard work? How you keep kobold away?
Oh, every single solitary villager kind of cashed in all the money they had. We hired adventurers, and they just went off and slaughtered the whole lot of them, like back for miles. So, safe, at least until they respawn, and they're like rats.
They respawn.
Oh, that seems smart.
Where's their spawn point?
If you need more help, you let me know.
Oh yeah, sure. You know what I could use help with is did you pay for your room yet?
I'm assuming Grauman did it when we started.
I would assume yes, because you came and woke him up originally. Yeah. So Grauman says,
"Yeah, I give you my money. You remember?"
Oh, okay. Yeah, you paid me already. That's right. Well, then you have yourself a good evening. If you want to sit down here and enjoy the quiet, the peace and quiet, you feel free to throw a log on the fire. That crackling is it's something else, isn't it? I even have a couple of apple wood if you want to work up the aroma in the place. And he kind of like looks at the dirt on you, and he's like, because sometimes a nice clean sweet smell is a good thing.
Sometimes. I like fires too. They smell good. I like them most when I cook food on them, though.
There is. Yep. There is. There is food and ambiance. So anyways, you guys are able to spend the night. Grauman is bored. I imagine Grauman, it's one of those things where Grauman can either go upstairs and realize, wow, I've never enjoyed going to bed so early before, and passes out like a rock and enjoys the extra hours of sleep, or is so stressed out about being bored, stays up way later than usual and gets far less sleep than usual.
Grauman is going to take
all
the drinks that we have and drink them all.
But you've been traveling with Ander. How many drinks could you possibly have left?
Not like none.
Now we have none.
It was enough to get Grauman buzzed, and now the everything's empty. So yeah, you guys spend the night, and the next day you get up and can head over to head downstairs. The kitchen will cook you up some food or whatever. It's actually really good food, surprisingly enough, really good food. But you're able to sit there and kind of go through her things. Now, did you want to go through her things like downstairs at the table with the two of you together, upstairs one of your rooms, out in a field somewhere, like in a barn? Like, where did you want to sit there and go through her stuff?
In a room.
Sure. The rooms are rather tight. For you yourself, Ander, the rooms are actually large enough and comfortable enough that you can just like stretch out your arms and not so bad. But for you, Maggie, it's really short and kind of like tight to the shoulders. So you guys are in one room together. It's like Grauman keeps like bumping into things and stuff like that. Like he's not he's
like grabbing stuff out of the bag and like it's like kind of hard.
It's like one of those Grauman just sit on the floor at the foot of the bed, let Ander do like the moving about at the side of the bed. You know what I mean?
It'd probably go along like Ander would start looking through things and be like, all right, Grauman, tell me stories that of Rye before I met you.
And you know what? We're going to do that after we come back from a quick little break, so I can go and get myself another cup of tea, because I still have a sore throat for like over a week now.
That's awful.
We'll see you guys in
just a few minutes. We'll see you guys in a bit. Bye.
milk in your tea kind of person or no milk in your tea?
I differ. So sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I just made a freaking amazing drink though. It tastes so good.
Made amazing what? Welcome back, everybody, by the way.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
Hello. Welcome back to hour 2 of Lost Initiative Week 36. For those of you who may not have been here at the beginning of the cast, just a quick reminder. Sam is missing, as you can see. There is no Rye here. Sam will be gone until... I know, Scott's just realizing. Sam will be gone until the second week of January, so about 7 weeks due to just having to fly to England and then Oregon and all kinds of other places. So for holidays stuff. However, that does mean beginning of next session, we will have 2 guests that will be here for around 4-week stints. Splattercat Games, good friend of ours, and Sinvicta, another good friend of ours.
I'm curious if they're making new characters or if Splat's bringing back his Paladin. His Paladin was boss.
His Paladin was super cool. Yeah, I'll be curious to see if he does that. Other than that, the other big announcement is we will be, in 2 weeks, moving the show to Wednesdays after Thanksgiving, basically. Back to the original day that this show used to actually be on. Way back in the day. But other than that, let's begin hour 2. Scott, continue.
Oh, muy caliente. All right.
I think Scott was plotting my demise here.
It's possible.
No. So Maggie, he says, tell me everything that you know about Rye prior to my meeting. Now, I'm going to literally leave this into your hands as to what you want to talk about and how much you want to talk about it moving forward. But I will give you a little bit of direction. He says, tell me stories about Rye because obviously they're pertinent to what he thinks it is that he needs to do, right? But you do have her stuff in front of you, so if you do feel as though there's anything of her equipment that would be inspiring, let me know. And so feel free to kind of like rattle on, and you can.
I feel like Grauman would be like, well, I met Rye. Like he would start at like the beginning when he first met her type of thing.
Because you could actually control Rye, right? You could actually see her in your journal and everything, right? I believe you can. Yes, you can. So you could actually look at her character sheet. Yes. Cool.
So basically, like the way what you see Ander doing is he's like meticulously going through all of her things one item at a time, and next to him he has like this plain kind of brown leather bound journal that, as you speak, anytime you say something important or what he would deem important, he scribbles like some stuff down.
Okay.
Dude, Rye is organized. Like Sam's organized with his thing.
So, what stories do you want to tell there, Grauman?
I actually don't remember like the first time we met because we started.
You got met because you were offered a job and you went up to a room and spoke to a douchebag.
Oh, right. That's where I first met her.
Yeah, remember?
Actually, yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm going to go back to week 1. I have a log of it. Okay, so Grauman goes back to
week 1 Lost Initiative.
No, Grauman goes back to the beginning, and Grauman's like, so the first time I meet Rye, I have a friend named Forston, and he introduced me to Thonk. He interesting work. But that where I meet Rye. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Take job.
Let me help you focus this down.
Ander
cuts you off very quickly as he realizes this is going to be like a day by day. And then on day 2, Ander's like, no.
That's what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be like Grauman's like, he goes back to the first time he met Rye.
Grauman could describe every single solitary day. And on day 439, I pooped really well that day. But nothing interesting happens because we were still in 10 towns because it was winter. But on day 440, I'll tell you, I couldn't poop that day. I think I was too hungover.
Ander cuts you off to like maybe like 3 days of you being like, and then we did this, and like, no, all right, this is not what Grauman, let me try and focus you here a little bit. I'm not looking for the story of your budding friendship. I'm more looking for when or if anything weird happened with pertaining to Rye. Maybe you remember, like, you know, yesterday that weird lady showed up with wings and clad in some really leather stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That happened once before.
That happened before. Same person? Same lady?
Grumman thinks. Yeah, I think it's same lady.
Tell me all about it.
Grumman,
No,
in your head, you hear those very few and far between whispers that you almost never get, and you hear a whisper that says, "Not too much, though."
Grumman hears whispers?
Remember the whisper?
Yeah.
I imagine Grumman actually legitimately forgets about them each time because it's so rare.
Yeah, no, Grumman doesn't get them very often. I don't think he's ever. I think this is the second time he's ever heard a whisper.
Mm-hmm. Third time, yep.
A third time, yeah.
Because when you initially got it now and then once in between.
Grumman's like looking around and he's like, "You hear that? Or was that you? Did you tell me not to say too much?"
You say that, and Anders immediately like starts scribbling like crazy.
It's funny because as soon as he starts scribbling like crazy, you start getting these flashes in your mind of the easiest ways to cleave off his hand to stop too many notes from being written. But obviously you kind of like, why would I do that? It's Ander. He's a friend of mine. But you get like these images, like the best way to go about doing it, but you don't do it.
No, I don't. But is it her voice?
Is it her voice?
Nope. Do you remember,
No.
Maggie, who the voice is?
No, I don't remember.
It's the imp that she used to listen to before you got...
Oh, the little imp. I remember we saw it.
So, just a mini little recap. A terrible thing happened to you, and you were going to... you were controlled by a charm. And so...
No, I have this. I have what Grumman remembers from the story.
Okay.
I went back, just so y'all know, week 14, if you want to, like, stop, watch it, come back. Not right now. I mean, like, if you're watching this as a YouTube video.
She's better than me.
Impressive.
Okay. Grumman's like, but Grumman doesn't remember everything in detail because Grumman's like not the smartest.
Not
dude.
detail oriented.
No, he's not. So Grumman's like, I remember because the angel, she very pretty. You say she devil, but I think she angel.
That's a very dangerous thing to get confused, Grumman. You have to understand that is not an angel in any way.
Anyway. Grumman like brushes off your comment. He's like, we meet Mayor Cassius and we try to help them. But I don't know. They turn on us. And Otto, he yells things, and Rye, she talking to little creature. Do I know that the little creature's an imp?
I don't know. Yeah,
probably.
because she told you that at one point. So whether Grumman remembers, that's a different story.
I'm just gonna roll an int to see if Grumman knows that that's what those creatures are called.
It actually manifested itself.
He does.
Rye
He does know.
And Otto before.
So Grumman does know. Actually, he's like little thing. It like, oh, I remember, imp. That what she called it. Yeah. And oh, she used to have necklace, and now it's my armlet.
You have the necklace and the armband. Yep.
Interesting. Can you take off the armband?
I never try.
Try.
Grumman tries to take it off.
The armband comes off. No problem. You still, of course, have the chain in your neck. As you take the armband off, the presence that you almost forgot that was always there feels distant. But at the same time that presence feels distant, you feel happy, Grumman.
Oh. You just see Grumman smile as he hands it to you.
I'll take it. You said the necklace as well?
Yeah.
Take that off too?
Grumman tries to take the necklace off.
As you take the necklace off, you remove from you the enchanted protection from evil that's been on you since they went on you, and the charm that's been on you this entire time takes back over your mind.
Oh my god.
You immediately just feel genuine happiness and love.
Oh God.
And just want to spread
How is that
love
still there?
Because it was never resolved.
God.
It was never cured. It was just
yeah, so
the symptoms were
he takes it off and hands you the necklace, and he's like, I hope you like this necklace.
Is it like a visual obvious change?
Very much so.
Very much so. Grauman is not like hiding everyone. He's like, don't you just wish everyone could be happy? And is this the Fae creature? Like, we want to worship the Fae creature?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Grauman's like,
you want to spread her love.
Have I ever told you? What was her name? I don't know her name.
Oh God. Fuck.
Then how was I supposed to spread the love for her?
You just bring them to her.
Oh, okay. Grauman's like, oh, I must take you to my friend. She's so beautiful. She's the nicest person ever. I think you like her.
Yeah? What's this person like?
Grauman starts to describe her. She's just like the most beautiful woman ever. And
would the Ander like pick up any hints where I could make like an Arcana check or something?
I mean, you actually have incredible insight, and I know that's your usual go-to for your focus.
Arcana and insight are Arcana's higher than insight.
Because of your psionic ability, it's your usual go-to. I mean,
precognition, is that the one?
The one where you have advantage on it.
Advantage on initiative roll, so aura sight.
Aura sight. Grauman starts to hug you.
Oh God, no! If you start
and
coming near me,
we're in like a tiny room, so there's not much you can do about it.
I just cast spell magic if you come near me.
Okay. Well, I'm coming near you.
No.
I mean, I am already near you. I'm just going to hug you.
Yeah.
Good news and bad news. Good news is the spell magic's a wonderful thing. Bad news is that Grauman has Mage Slayer, which means that Grauman has the ability to attack you before you cast your spell.
Oh, Jesus
Good
Christ.
news is
no,
all
I don't.
Those
I
free
don't
feats
have
are linked to magic items.
Yeah.
And that was magic item. Yep, exactly, Maggie. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So,
spell magic is what I'm just gonna immediately like. Jesus Christ, whatever's on you needs to come off.
Okay. So when you cast that spell and you cast it on Maggie, do me a favor. Roll me an Arcana check, please, and thank you.
Sure.
Is it? Wait. For each of a higher. There you go.
25.
Okay, so that's a gorgeous roll. You rolled a natural 19. That's a gorgeous roll. So, you could have just taken a 19 too, which is funny.
No, this is a skill check.
19.
I can't take a 19
Fair,
on skill check.
Fair. So you just all of a sudden, bam! You throw the spell at Grauman, and you see Grauman kind of like gets hit by the magic, but yet he like still looks happy, and he's still coming for you to give you that big hug to share the love with you, because Grauman just wants to love everyone.
Yeah.
But then you continue to force the magic harder and harder and harder. And it's literally this thing. It's not like you cast a spell and it's gone in 3 seconds or something like that. This is actually something that goes on for over a minute, where you're literally continuing to force your magic into Grauman and continuing to try to break the enchantment that's on Grauman. And when all is said and done, you know the Grauman's symptoms seem to be subsided, but you know with that DC 25 Arcana check that they're not gone. That all you did was push them down, that you buried them deep within, that the enchantment was not broken, and that you're going to need more powerful magics than that to succeed in your task.
Okay, so I don't feel like I want to hug him anymore?
For now, you just feel happier than you usually do, but you're still Grauman.
Okay.
Ander, like, looks like he shivers, and then, like, hands the necklace back to you and says, put that back on.
Grauman puts the necklace back on.
Okay. You still feel happy, but, a little bit less so.
All right, good.
Do you give him that armband too?
No.
Okay.
When he takes the necklace, he's like, thank you. That's so nice. I hope you like holding it. And he puts it back on.
I loved it. I put the armband on myself.
Sure. Armbands on yourself, but the magic items are split, so there's nothing that can really happen there.
What do you mean the magic items are split?
So like you put the armband on yourself hoping for a magical effect, but you don't have the magic item on you because the magic item is 2 pieces.
Is the necklace the other piece?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought that were. Oh, really? Okay, I
It
misunderstood.
has been 23 episodes.
Oh, it's so
That's how many
annoying.
weeks it's been since Gromit has had that. And he's had the spell for like 25, I think, because we had the spell before.
Maggie, cat's out of the bag. You have a permanent protection from evil on you.
God, that's annoying.
As long as you wear that magic item. It's a first level spell, continuous.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming I just need like a higher level dispel magic to get rid of it completely,
Roll me an Arcana check.
or it would be a remove curse. Yep, Arcana. Natural 20, 26.
Oh, gorgeous. Or
Wait,
it's
you're
the spell that
dispelling the
No,
break
he's-
armlet?
No, I'm
He's
trying to dispel
asking how
your
to.
charm.
Yeah.
Oh, my charm.
I actually sent the spell, I think 2 or 3 times already. Break enchantment.
Break enchantment, yeah. Which is what, a 3rd level spell? 4th level?
4th level, I believe.
Okay,
4th
so
level
I
spell,
can't
break
cast that
enchantment.
yet.
Yep.
I would need a scroll.
Or obviously like a wish or something like that could do it as well.
Oh, yeah, fucking right. Yeah, okay.
Or a wish, you know.
The easy one to come
No.
across. All right. Ander will give you the armband back as well. Because there's nothing I can really do until I get the that thing removed from you. I can't really experiment with it, which is what he wants to do. So he basically says to go on telling him continue telling the story about this angel and imp and what happened there. And he just continues to take notes.
Okay.
Back to your normal self, effectively.
Yeah.
Garmin tries to think back again. And he's like, what was I say again?
You were talking about Rye talking to an imp during some sort of confrontation with Cassius.
Right. That thing. Yeah. They coming to attack us, and we going to fight the people in the city, and then the creature spawn, the one you call demon, and Rye talking to imp, arguing.
You say demon, and her like quickly correct. She's like devil. We'll continue.
Yeah, that sounds right. Right, devil. And I tried to fight, but then it stopped me, and I can't move. And I can't remember if, like, was it Rye went up in the air or if I went up in the air? Exactly. Someone was in the air.
Well, the woman was dropping down from the sky.
Yeah, but then it, like, lifted somebody else up.
Yeah.
Can't
I
remember.
think it was Rye.
Yeah, I think it was Rye.
She was, doing the whole possession thing and whatnot.
And then Rye say words, and I don't actually know if
What
Ramen
did Rye
knows what
say?
she said, actually. I don't think he heard what she said exactly.
It was, I mean, honestly, I don't remember all the words that she said either.
She made a deal though, but Gromit doesn't know that. Gromit just knows
it was to save the friends and to save you.
She said she say thing to creature, and creature do something, and
then you got your armband. You said,
yeah, it transferred from her to me.
Can you still hear something?
Now.
Somebody still is there anything still talking to you right now, Gromit?
Hello, anyone talking to me?
You feel a very, very faint presence because you still are wearing one of the items. So you do feel a very faint presence, but it's so distant right now that you can't hear anything. You just know that it's there. It's just distant.
Grumman like tries to explain. He's like, I feel something here, but I know here.
I don't.
Hello?
Anders like muses out loud, like, can Rye bargain her friends? I don't think devils work that way. Without the consent of Grommen.
What you mean?
Well, it's clear Rye is bargaining with the demons and devils. Demons run in her blood. She's bargaining with devils because devils work that way. But if you have,
I think she want to help me though.
I'm sure she wanted to help, as most people, you know, making deals with the devils.
I know that the Fae charmed me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she tried to stop the charm, the one the Fae put on me and Otto.
You dealt with a Fae.
Well, we think that what she is. She's very beautiful, though.
So that explains what
I don't care
happens
if
when
she
you
gay.
remove. So, of course not. That's a whole nother thing. Okay, that's fine. That's not what I'm here for. Grommen, did you ever make a deal with the devil? Did you ever speak to a devil? Sell part of your soul in any way?
Not that I know of, but I speak to Ryan. You say she devil.
No, she's demon. Different.
Oh, they seem same to me.
Yeah, I mean, to most people who aren't educated about them, they are very similar, if not the same. Like, let me put it this way.
PR of you. You're like most common. You're like holding your tongue.
Devils like to make contracts. Demons like to take things by force, Grommen. That's the difference.
Oh, she no force things. Well, sometimes she tried to be forceful, but she know. And he like
the fact that you can
kind of grabs his axe, and you know what he means by that.
Yeah. The fact that you can remove the jewelry that's letting you hear these voices, to me, tells me at the very least that they're not locked to you in any way. Meaning Rye didn't somehow sell a part of your soul to help you, which is good for...
I told you, Rye good. She only try help me.
Rye good, but she seems... Reckless. Reckless is the word I'm looking for. Reckless. She seems reckless.
Oh, she's the least reckless. I think
she's the least.
Otto and I, very reckless. Probably Thunk most reckless.
I don't know who Otto or Thunk is. So, as far as I know you
need to meet Otto. He best. He sing and he play guitar and lute, and he my best friend.
I hope I meet Otto one day. But that's useful information to have. So this is not the first time she's dealt with that devil before. Good to know. Have you ever seen that devil or that lady ever again? Has she ever shown up another time?
Yeah, we just see her now.
Other than that, between the two times, have she?
Grommen hasn't seen her any time between that, right? I don't remember ever seeing her anytime other.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Grommen's like, no, I think I remember if I see her. She's very flashy.
She is very flashy. Okay, good. Well, thank you. That's useful to know. I assume throughout all of this, like I said, Anders going through Rye's things. Have I found anything that would be like, oh, yeah, for sure?
So it's one of those things where you're going through it and you're having the conversation. That's where your attention was. Your focus was on having the conversation and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you didn't realize that you had actually stopped several minutes ago, and Grommen's actually kind of thick-skulled enough not to have realized it either, probably because he just assumed you were engrossed in conversation. You'd actually stopped several minutes ago, and both of your hands have been holding on to the same thing for, again, several minutes now.
And what is it?
It's a scroll case.
Okay. I will take note and then open the scroll case and see what's in there.
Okay. So
her soul escapes. Oh, she's gone. I'm free. I'm out of this job.
So as soon as you open the scroll case, you immediately start to feel that like tingling at the edge of your senses, like almost as though your skin itself has gone just numb enough that, you know, like if somebody would take like a little pin or whatever and like poke you, you might not feel it. You know, every part of you goes that way. You can already feel like one of your vision type things might be coming on. You know, it's maybe it's like on the edge, like the tip of your tongue, you can feel it. So you pop this thing open and you notice that inside there's something rolled up inside there.
It's probably a scroll. I'll pop it into my hand.
You assume it's a scroll, but it's actually not. It's much larger and much older than you would have expected it to be. Okay. So you pop it open and you take it out and you start to slowly unfurl it. You can actually see it is an old painting of a battlefield from long ago. I mean, you're looking at this thing and it, like the banners mean nothing to you. The armor, like the style of painting that this is, it's just so different from anything that you've seen in any era that you've seen it from. Now, you're not a connoisseur of this crap anyways,
Yeah.
but you do come across things from time to time. You actually have been into wealthy homes and stuff like that because you are a person with talents that people try to procure, right? So you're looking at this thing for some time, and it's just like for a little bit of time, and you're just like, there's something about this thing that's entrancing. Could you do me a favor, Grauman? Could you roll me a perception check?
Sure. Love rolling perception checks. Just normal one?
Please.
I had like a bunch of other stuff open. I was trying to transfer all my stuff to this. 14.
With your 14, I just want to roll a counter or something really quickly, just in case, because it's a middle of the road. Actually, you beat me. You beat me by 2. So all of a sudden, you notice something moving in the corner. Like just completely catches your eye. You notice something moving in the corner, but you didn't hear anything. You just saw something move in the corner.
What do I see?
He's interested at this.
What do I see?
You thought you saw a shadow or something move, like you saw something move over there.
Grauman grabs Ander and reaches forward.
Okay, so you reach forward,
and then he points at, like with one hand, he still has it on Ander, and he points at where he saw it, and he's like, "You see that? I see something move."
Okay, 1 second. You reach forward, you grab Ander, and you point to that. You see that? You see something move. And right as you do that, you actually see, now that you've called out what it is, now that you've brought attention to it, what peels itself off of the wall, still maintaining its two-dimensional look to it, is Axel the Slayer, like a lost little puppy here without Rye in the room with you guys. But while you're doing that and noticing this, Ander, do you hear that?
Oh, God.
The sounds of battle,
I'm about
the
to hear
smell of blood and viscera.
My
I mean,
favorite.
just the raw arcane energy that's bursting through the air. The way that just the whole air feels after a bolt of lightning goes rushing through it. The tingle that you get from it, all that stuff is happening, and you're looking down at this image, and you're seeing like the image itself in your hands is coming to life. Like you're actually seeing the image in there is starting to move, and they're starting to move slow at first, but then faster and faster and whatnot. And that is what you're noticing. Grauman, you see Axel the Slayer kind of like pops out over there. What do you do?
Axel?
It kind of like steps forward slightly and gives like a in its werewolf form, gives like a slight nod to you. It's kind of like a shoulder and head nod.
Where Rye?
Shakes its head, which causes some of like the shadowy fur to move about.
Grauman's a little confused.
You see all of a sudden Axel moves quickly and comes straight at you. Like goes to like jump at you.
Grauman puts his hands out like he's gonna stop it.
Sure. So you go to like throw a hand up to stop the creature. Roll me a dexterity save.
Okay. Dexterity save. 11. I'm not proficient in that, so.
Nope, that's fine. So you go to throw your hands up to stop him. But the reason why you don't stop him isn't because, you're not strong, you're not quick enough. It's literally because you went to go move both of your hands, but you actually only got one of them actually out to stop the guy. But he came like jumping at you, like almost like wrapping his arms around you. And you can feel like this strange cold sensation come over your body, literally
Grauman's,
ripping
like,
the strength from you,
shivering
as he's got his arms and his shadowy form wrapped around you, and you can feel like a pulling, like he's trying to pull you away from. What is he trying to pull you away from? What has your arm? And then you look down and you see that Anders not there. As a matter of fact, you're very quickly not there either. Both of you guys are being pulled into whatever this tapestry is, whatever this old painting is. You guys are being pulled into it itself. Grauman has only a moment to see this and to try to start processing, that poor Grauman, before all of a sudden that smell, that sound, everything that you were experiencing before, Ander, Grauman's experiencing it too, because now you're there, actually on the field of battle itself, hearing the blood-curdling screams of people in their last moments as they're being hacked down by opponents on the opposing side, seeing just like huge waves of energy roll over. You can't even see what these people are or who these people are, or like, are they human? Are these orcs? You can't even put it together because it's just too much happening. It's too dark here. There's too much going on. There's huge bursts of light happening. It is the most chaotic and powerful battle that you've ever seen. Here you guys are in the midst of this. Nobody seems to notice you, at least not as of yet. What do you do, both of you guys there on the ground?
Grauman's gonna get up off the ground and look around.
Sure. So you stand up and you look around, and it's exactly as I just described.
Yeah.
You can see. So Grauman, do me a favor. Roll me a. We don't have old school skill checks like we used to have. That would make sense. Roll for me a. I guess an insights check.
Oh God. All right.
No, survival. Roll me survival. Survival works.
That's a little bit. Just regular.
Yes.
This is like weird. Not sure. 13.
Okay, so with your 13, you look around, just try to take everything and see what's going on. You notice that where you're standing right now is a small little pocket that happens like when huge battles come together and the two sides clash. It is just, again, blood and viscera, screams of death and everything happening everywhere. But eventually pockets open up of just like open space where like some people will battle each other or others will just avoid it for one reason or another. So when you look around, you see that you happen to be in one of those pockets. But the reason why that pocket exists is looking around at the ground and everything around you. It's because this entire area is completely scorched, including the few corpses that are around you as well. Perhaps a burst of fire or something like that came through here, which opened up this pocket. So it's not going to last for very long. So you look around and you can see, luckily, that you're away from the others, at least as of right now. But also looking like for a moment, you're able to see what looks like a not so densely packed area that if you beelined it that way, you might be able to get yourself the hell out of here. Avoid this altogether.
Grauman wants to grab Ander and run that direction.
Ander, you are having a vision right now where you're inside of a battlefield. This crazy battlefield is going on around you.
Yeah, vision.
The smell of sulfur, everything's happening. People are dying all around you. This is, it's about as real as all the other visions that you've ever had. The only difference is Grauman is with you by your side, but not dying immediately next to you. It's kind of like one of those visions that you've had recently, one of the ones that you had when you were taking the drink, where things kind of worked a little bit different than your typical visions. But here you are on this battlefield, Grauman at your side. Everybody else around you is dying. Great. How do you react to this vision?
Fucking... if I think it's a vision, then I'm not cowering. I'm like, this is annoying. He hates it. I try to get away. Like, I don't want to see this shit. Like, this shit is traumatizing every single time. So Ander gets up and is like trying to get away. He's like, no.
So you're gonna look for the quickest way out of here?
Yeah.
So unlike her, who has experience in battlefields, could you roll me a perception check, please?
Yes. Perception. 13.
Awesome. So same roll. You look around for a little bit, and eventually you see like an area that seems less people are over there. Those certainly corpses. Hey, at least they're already dead, so you don't have to see how they die, right?
Yeah, good.
So you kind of like turn your attention that way, when all of a sudden Grauman like grabs you by your shoulder and just starts running away from like where you are towards the direction that you were already thinking of going. As Grauman's kind of running with you guys and trying to get over there, again, huge clash of battle happening. People, again, don't necessarily seem to notice you. At least not right now. They don't seem to notice you. Maybe they're too engrossed with each other. Maybe they can't notice you at all, Grauman. It's fucking weird. I mean, Ander, you're in a vision. Sometimes they notice you, sometimes they don't. It's not a big deal. Who cares? So you guys are rushing, trying to get your way through this battlefield, when all of a sudden somebody does actually turn their attention towards you guys and kind of like moves and stands directly in front of Grauman like, I see you and I see where you're going. I'm now going to take you down. And he raises up his great sword like he's getting ready to come cleaving at you. Grauman, could you do me a favor really quickly? Could you roll me initiative?
Hell yeah, I can roll you initiative. Do I need to click my character? Where is he at?
Yeah, sure. Right
find him on the... Sorry, my character sheet is huge and taking up a lot of my sheet. Okay. Now I have it selected.
It's taking up my sheet.
Taking up a lot of sheets. All right. 18.
Okay. I'm just going to use this token because why not? You don't need to worry about an overlay there, Mathis.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I actually rolled extremely well. So so he actually gets to act first, And so he gets to act first, and he actually is going to. So as you go there, you could whip out your axe, like Evander, for a second, and go to fight this guy. He's going to come forward, and he starts walking up and does this huge, mighty swing against you, Grommen. It is a slow movement, but a very, very, very heavy swing. Okay. This huge, mighty, heavy swing comes down at you, but Grommen is able to see it way before it comes crashing down. Actually, with garbage. So way before it comes crashing down. Yep, sure. So Grommen with his huge axe just swings hard and smacks the attack way out wide, actually slicing deep into somebody else. Somebody else is wearing lighter armor, a leather armor, cutting into the guy's ribs. And so now he's kind of exposed for a moment as he's trying to rip his sword out of this random person off to the side's ribs. Grommen, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack him.
Kill
him. 16 to hit. Enough?
That's nope. That's not enough to hit.
Not enough to hit.
Full plate armor and everything. Yep.
Oh, I get another attack though.
Yep.
23.
Few things a 23 doesn't hit.
6 slash you.
Okay, 6 points of slashing damage. So you come swinging at the guy with your sword, trying to hit him. Your first attack literally just scrapes off of his armor, doesn't do anything. You wheel back, line up your attack differently, and then you come hitting at him again. And once again, like, you definitely hit him, and you know for a fact you cut him and you drew blood.
Yeah, I think the first time Grommen was still holding on to Ander with his one hand, and he had just like one-handedly like parried and then like pulled back, and a great axe is really freaking heavy. Yes, and then he let go of Ander for the second hit and went into attack.
Yep. So as he moved his arm slightly as the blow hits, you can see that it did less than you expected it would because of the way that he allowed the impact to hit him. But either way, it's actually back to his turn again, and he's going to swing at Grommen. There we go. So he actually does come back at Grommen. So he finally pulls that sword free, and he sees Grommen. And so like he does like a step forward, like getting ready to like lunge with the sword, and gets Grommen kind of like reeling and getting ready to once again parry the attack or sidestep it. But it actually throws Grommen's footing off just enough. Not because Grommen's not good at combat, because Grommen stepped in and literally a kidney on the ground, and it slips his foot slightly, leaving his defenses open. When he swings hard with his greatsword, he ends up hitting you for 26 points of damage.
Jesus
Christ. It is a huge blow. Ander, this is where all of a sudden, like, at first you're like, okay, yay, now you get to watch Grommen die. Yay, this is fun. But something about this vision seems like it might be off. Roll me that intelligence save that we always talk about.
An intelligence save, sure.
Intelligence check, save, whatever.
How much was that? 20?
26.
16 intelligence?
This vision seems off. It doesn't, like, it's a vision. It's obviously a vision, but it doesn't feel like a vision. Like, there's no way that you could be here and now, but you are? What do you think?
Well, I mean, like, would my character put together that we got yanked into this picture that I was looking at prior?
I mean, you can... Stranger things have happened, but it's very unlikely. I mean, it's never happened to you before.
Well, and our party member getting yanked into the abyss is unlikely, but it happened. So, like, I don't know. I mean, there's no way I can get us out of here is the other thing as well. So, I don't know how it would pull us out of it if that's true. There's not much I can do.
So you just continue to sit there and watch Grommen fight?
No, I'll see if I can interact with him. If I can interact with him, then that's going to change things, I guess.
Roll me initiative.
Okay, sure. Initiative. I got to click on me.
Your token. Yeah. Initiative. Still nothing.
21.
Whoa!
I'm at the top.
Oh, you're at the top. Well, Grommen, it's your turn, and then it's Ander's turn. So.
Okay. I get to go before Ander then, or?
Yep. You go right now.
Because yeah, this is the current turn.
Okay, because in the turn order, it still shows him as first. All right. I guess I'm just gonna give him some more axe action.
Yeah.
I suppose. Unless there's a way for me to disarm him or something.
Disarming is a difficult thing to do, but you can always try to do it. It's going to be an athletics check for you. Athletics check for you.
I can use inspiration, right?
Yeah.
Can I choose to use the inspiration after, if I want to, or do I have to say it before?
Yeah, you said say before.
I don't want to.
I'm using inspiration.
I don't want to use the inspiration.
Okay.
I'm just gonna use the athletics check. I want to do something cool. I had an idea.
No problem.
It's like go for it or not. Maybe I shouldn't have because this guy's pretty boss. So I do normally get 2 attacks, or does that count as like 1 everything?
Nope. You can make your other attack.
Okay.
Wait, is that how it works? Oh, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because I've never had to do disarm checks or anything like that in the game. I know how grapple works, so we're just going to say yes, you get another attempt. Because that's how it worked in older editions, and I'll just have to read the rules.
Yeah, because can you grapple and then attack?
Yeah, so
like
again...
2 actions? Okay.
Yep, exactly, so...
I kind of wanted to do something similar to that, but it was, All right, I'm going to give him some girl. 19 to hit?
19 to hit is actually going to miss.
Damn.
Like I said, he has full play armor, which is a base 18. So,
that is nuts.
So that's actually a miss, and now it's Anders' turn.
I'm like rarely gonna hit him.
I am going to cast sleep on him.
Okay. Drop me those.
I can definitely hit him if he's sleeping.
Yeah. No, we're gonna run if he's sleeping.
Are we?
Yeah. 13 effects.
Yep, that's 13 hit dice. Why is 23? Sorry, hit dice. So hold on. One of them is just telling you the DC of the roll. It's just the way it pops out because you're using that roll as opposed to a macroed spell card. So DC 13. That's just the DC because of your intelligence.
There shouldn't be a DC though. Sleep doesn't have a DC anymore.
It's based off of hit dice. So the number of hit dice that you're doing is 5d8, which is 23 your total. So if they have 23 health points or less, they will fall asleep. But it also hurts the weakest person nearby. It goes from closest to furthest, weakest to strongest is how it'll drop people. So you cast a spell, and you see
the top number is the additional 2d8 I rolled because I cast it as a 2nd level spell.
Oh, it says higher level cast. Okay. Oh shit! I didn't notice that it said the words higher level.
Yeah,
cast
it doesn't combine them for some reason. It should just combine them as a total.
No, that's fine. That's again just how the macro
23,
works.
33, 36.
Okay, 36 is different from 23.
Yeah.
Damned. Okay, so I get a will save.
No, there's no save. Right? That's why we had that last time. There's no wisdom. There's no save for sleep in this edition.
He falls asleep.
Yeah, sleep is like really powerful now. Like it just
it's powerful if you dump a high level spell, but like so let's say you cast sleep on Grommen. Grommen, how many health points do you have currently?
40.
So I'd have to probably cast it as like a.
That would not have worked on Grommen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, okay, so he fell asleep.
Yep.
Cool. I look to that. That immediately triggers a thought in my head, and I grab Grommen by the side. I'm like, we gotta go. We have to run.
Grommen sees the guy fall and pass out, and Grommen's like, okay. And Grommen follows you.
The two of you guys book it out of there, more or less without incident beyond that, because that was kind of like the one real dense area that you had to pass through to get out of the battlefield. But then when you finally come out to the other side, when you finally get out to where you are across the way, you're just kind of like, holy shit, there's a huge battle going off on the side over there. But more than that, we were able to see, because of they're magically lit on both sides a good distance far from one another. There are 2 different ginormous camps opposite of one another in this ginormous field of battle. And this field of battle isn't like, it is huge. It is so large, you can't even wrap your mind around it. You're standing off to the side and trying to look at it, but you need a really high up vantage point. And no, Maggie, Gregory is not here with you. You need a really high up vantage point. Yeah. to be able
Once
to
again, your bird
see
is
what
ripped
this
away
is.
from me.
I know. It's like half the reason why I should have gone the reckless warrior or whatever. Then
Poor
everything, you
Gregory.
couldn't take it from me.
Well, technically speaking, having a bird friend is not a class feature. You know, that's a bonus. It's a Maggie bonus.
Is it? I guess the
Yeah,
totem
just be able
part.
to speak to him. Yeah. So all right. So anyways, you guys are off to the side. Where you are right now is clearly not where a battle is currently happening, but it's where battles have been and most likely will be continuing forward. Watching the way that this plays out off to the side, it does not seem like this war is anywhere near from ending, and you have no idea who are either even on either sides. What do you guys do? Like literally, you ran for like an hour or so to get to safety, or at least safety for now. You finally get to stop out of breath.
I guess when we stop, Grum's like breathing heavily, and he's like, "What happened? Where we go?" And he's looking around, and Grumman's looking for Axel, and he's kind of like, "Axel."
Axel like swoops up from the darkness and is right next to you.
Is he like is full form or still a shadow?
It's still a shadow, but you know, the werewolf shadow.
And I'll wait to see what Anders says.
Anders is like, I thought this was a vision, but the fact that I was able to put them to sleep and you were fighting something, this is not a vision. We're somewhere else. Last I remember, I was looking at the scroll that was in Rye's scroll case, and it was a picture of a battle. Oh God, fucking! I hate magic.
But you make magic. Why you hate?
Yeah, it's a useful weapon, but it's also horrible because this shit can happen. I don't know where we are. I don't know where we are.
Maybe Axel will tell us where we go. He pulled us in here, right?
No,
Axel, where we go? Never mind. He don't know.
Let's find somewhere safe for now.
You guys make your way, trying to find somewhere safe for now, somewhere where you can go that's relatively safe. And as you guys are traveling, eventually you do come to a small little patch of woods that hasn't been destroyed or completely logged away for whatever battle is going on over there. Eventually you're able to come to this patch of woods. And in that patch of woods, you're able to actually see that off in the distance, there's a little bit of a campfire happening. There's, I don't know, small amount of commotion over there. And there's a small campfire. It's actually trying to be hidden, but you're able to see it. I mean, Gromit can see a mile away with perfect clarity. You know, it's one of those, yeah, to somebody that didn't have this ability, sure, it may have been a difficult spot, but for Gromit, it was actually rather easy. But you can see that there's a campfire over there. Can't currently see who's in it.
Gromment's like, their campfire, maybe a mile away. It seemed they tried to hide it. Maybe we sneak up.
Ander looks cautious, but he nods and kind of gestures for you to lead the way.
I can't see who there. They definitely tried to disguise fire. So Gromit and Ander are going to try to sneak.
Yeah.
Sure. Roll me a perception check as you try to sneak.
Man, we should put those booties on.
Yes. Yes.
Perception check?
Yep, perception.
Oh, that's strange.
16.
Oh, no, I meant to sneak.
Yeah. I'll have you roll stealth afterwards.
9.
So with your perception 16, you can see that there's a couple of people moving over there, but nothing. It doesn't seem like a lot. Honestly, Gromit, it seems like a couple of forms, 2, maybe 3 forms moving over there, but you can't see exactly how many there are. Roll me your stealth checks as you approach.
Not a forte of mine.
Oh my god. I have such good bonus to my stealth, though. I didn't think it was gonna be bad.
And they're still so distracted trying to figure out where the fuck are we? How did we get here? How did this happen? And so as you guys are walking along and trying to make your way there, you see those forms that are moving and whatnot. And then you guys are getting a little bit closer, and all of a sudden you hear snap. And then as Ander steps on a large twig and it breaks the twig. Sure. People step on twigs. Shit happens. You hear stuff in the woods when animals walk through it. That's not what gets people's attention. it's the reaction after stepping on the twig and shuffling immediately through a few other fallen leaves and twigs and whatnot right afterwards that makes it very obvious that somebody's here. And certainly brings attention of those that are in the camp that you guys are sneaking up towards it. Gromit, it's very obvious that they notice you guys, and they are going to start heading towards you. But we're going to worry about that when we come back next time.
I had a feeling. Yeah, I had a feeling. Well, I wonder who those people will be.
Oh, no!
I don't know.
Oh, man. Oh, 2, maybe 3 people. How strange. Well, that will set up next week until if you're just joining us, which I know a few people did. Shorter week this week. VODs will be up in a couple days. And if you're a sub, you can watch it immediately. But thank you guys for joining us this week. And I'm excited to see what characters our buddies are going to end up rolling and what this whole thing is going to end up
They actually
leading.
have parameters too because of no plot. I have a question actually. Did you remember that picture?
It's from Black Hill.
Is that a Battle of Black Hill?
Well, I don't think it's the Battle of Black Hill. Isn't that the one they freaking Rye ripped off the wall and stole?
Yeah, I thought it was from the Ash, whatever his name was. The kid. He had like a mural thing on like the wall in that room.
If I remember correctly, it's actually from even before that. So yes, there were paintings on the walls and whatnot and da-da-da-da-da, yes. But it's actually the trinket that Rye rolled for at character creation. It's actually the a map of an unknown battle. I'm pretty sure is what Rye rolled for. So either way, I had been planning where this battle was, like from whenever the scroll came in, which I'm pretty sure it was character creation. From I've known
you
where
get like
the
a
battle
mundane
was.
item, so maybe that was her like trinket, her mundane item.
Yep, those like funky items or whatever they are. Yeah. So I've known where it was supposed to take place, and all that stuff forever. And I've been so excited to finally like make this happen. So yep. I'm excited.
That's awesome.
We will go ahead, Mathis. You were chatting.
No, I said that's awesome. I was just wrapping things up. I wasn't really chatting.
Okay.
But we'll be back, next week. And
you and rapping probably shouldn't happen.
It's too late. It's happened.
I don't think he was the worst rapper. I was actually it was decent.
For someone who's never rapped in my life.
Tangent. I assumed that it was just 100%. I actually asked Dean. I was like, Dean, did he just like read you something like monotonic and then you just like hard mixed it to make it? He's like, no, like legit. I just like said, hey, this is what you should do, and he just gave it to me, and that's like his raw file. Like, that was all him, 100%. And I was like, there are props to be had here. There are props to be had here. Yeah,
it was pretty decent.
But
Bear Taffy. Whole Bear Taffy.
Bear's on another level.
Is a rapper. He is a new career.
First of all, it's not fair because he has a golden voice just naturally. And he has flow, which is add that to his golden voice is just too damn good. But
he's a talented fellow.
When
Otto comes back from his college, he's gonna be a fucking rap god.
He's gonna have no instrument. It's just straight beatboxing and rap.
No, he's gonna come back and it's gonna be like we're gonna be in the future, and it's gonna be like some crazy futuristic campaign with all of us. We're like going like forward in time or something crazy through like some time portal, and like he's just gonna show up with his like DJ set and just be like, kill it.
Modern day.
You heard it here first. Maggie formally requested a Shadowrun campaign.
Oh god.
Oh yes, that'd be so cool.
Where all the characters.
He's like really a decker. He hacks in.
Yeah.
Oh god. You're all
so I mean, Mathis is the backup rapper. He's like the hype man.
That's
like,
fine.
Yeah, get him, son. What? Get him, son.
We're undercover band, like rap band, but like normally, but on the side we're like Shadowrunners.
My god, it's perfect. It's a perfect cover. All right. Well, we will return next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. That is correct. For the final Tuesday show before we move into Wednesday the week after that. We'll have a couple of guests, so make sure you come along for that. And Scott, what do you got going on this week?
Wait, next week we're still doing Tuesday.
Yes, next week is still Tuesday.
Because next week is Thanksgiving, so I do a lot of cooking the day beforehand and the day of. So I can't Yeah, so what do I have going on? This week I have my Mass Effect show tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and then where I run a Mass Effect tabletop game. It's loads of fun. Things are certainly getting interesting over there. They're actually at Omega Station. So if you didn't know, Omega Station, every race in Mass Effect has a different name for it. Like, for instance, the Krogans call it the Land of Opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's one of those things where Google Omega Station Mass Effect. It's hilarious. After that, I play over my buddy Ollie's channel where I get to play a Gnomish Artificer. Friday nights, I have my Eberron game that I run. Obviously, I'm here on Thursdays for the Bloodlust game or Vampire the Masquerade game. I will say, though, next week, I am not playing on the later show on Wednesday, and my Mass Effect show is being cut an hour short because I do a lot of cooking for Thanksgiving, as I just said. And so also next week, we're not playing Bloodlust. Holiday week.
What? You got to do a cooking stream.
Oh, God. You know what I do the night before Thanksgiving? No jokes. Like, usually my mom's comes over and she just sits there and drinks wine and I cook. She used to have to give me like, oh, Mom, remind me this recipe. But now it's been so many years of me cooking for Thanksgiving. I just do it and she just drinks wine. And then after she leaves, one of my wife's friends comes over and she just drinks wine and goes, it's so gross. You're touching a naked bird. And it's fun. So.
Sounds like you have a good week ahead of you. Awesome. Yeah. Sweet. Maggie, what do you got going on this week?
Maggie. I'm over at Margaret Crone and all the places if you guys want to follow me and all the things so you can keep up in case anything changes. Twitter and Facebook are a great place to keep up with me on that front. Tomorrow, potential stream. Might have to cut it. I just have a lot of work before the holidays, so I might have to stay at work till really late. We'll see. Thursday, I will be back here for Lost Initiative, Vampire the Requiem, which is just insane. I really love playing Emmy, so I hope you guys can come join us for that. Play a little 9-year-old vampire. It's exciting.
How's Emmy doing right now?
We won't know.
How's Emmy doing right now?
She's pretty mad at you right now, okay?
Yeah, that's right. Be mad at him.
You left me.
Actually, I'm mad at you, Mathis.
Hey!
Anyways, and then everyone loves that voice. And then I will be over at Roll For It on Sunday if you guys want to go check out that. And I play Layla in Layla the Vampire Slayer, which is Buffy the Vampire Slayer show, which has been really exciting. Shit went down the last 2 weeks. It's been insane. So you definitely want to tune in. And I don't know. Then we rinse and repeat all the things.
Sweet. And as for the show itself, you can tweet it at Lost in It Show. You can talk about stuff at this Lost Initiative subreddit, which is linked below. VODs will be available immediately for those who are subscribers, or in a couple of days for those who just want to grab it for free over on YouTube. And that's it. We'll be back on Tuesday for the final Bloodlust for a couple weeks, since the week after is Thanksgiving when we will not be playing. So it'll be fun to see what happens in the 2-year time skip that we're about to do. Good times. Thanks.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys are up to over those 2 years, because Scott's just being tortured for 2 years, more or less. So
I mean, every time I have to hang out with you, it's torture. So.
That's also true. So you're used to it. It's fine. Yeah. All right, guys, we'll be back on Thursday. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye.